my loves, welcome to Tarot and Ink. I've been wanting to do this reading for a while now, so we're going to be looking at your love life relationships, but categorized down into your horoscope. So we'll be looking at things like, what's going on in love, what's coming in, what's leaving, all that kind of stuff. I am an intuitive reader, so I'm just going to tune in with the energy of whatever horoscope you have and then pull through. So it may be a confirmation because I have, loads of slips in here with like languages and places and occupation and like descriptions, all sorts are in here. You can see. So I'll be pulling that. I'll be pulling names or letters out of here, and hopefully we'll be able to make some names. You can ignore this. This is my cup of tea because I'm going to lose my voice at some point. And and I've also got a yes or no little spinny spin coin as well. So you can ask a question at the end of it, and I should hopefully get a good spin out of this. But yeah, I use the Thoth Tarot deck, which is called the Mirror to the Soul. It is known within the tarot community as being particularly accurate. we'll go with that. Brutal is another word. It is very like being punched in the face with tarot. With that, and then I have a much nicer and much gentler, the kind of love fairy oracle as well. I say gentler. I find some of these a bit harsh, really. But that's what we're going to do in this reading. So this is obviously the introduction. Please go to whichever horoscope works for you. I would just, as a basis, always go with your rising sign because it is the most accurate to what you are. So as an example, I am a Taurus because I'm born in May. I'm a very stereotypical Taurus in every sense of the word, but my rising is Gemini. So, and the rising is, what's ruled predominantly. For me, it would be Gemini and Mercury. So it's thinking and communication and being analytical and seeing things that others don't and stuff like that. That's me in a nutshell, more so than like Taurus. And obviously you have your moon. If you don't know your top 3 horoscopes, go through, there's loads of like websites that do like a free chart thing with it. I use Chani. So there's the Chani app, and Chani in general is just absolutely incredible. And this is not a plug, I don't know her, I'm just saying what I use. But yeah, the Chani app is the best thing I've ever found. And I've been doing this a long time. So I've been doing this. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Yeah, I've been reading tarot, and I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I've been doing tarot professionally for almost 20. And that's on the phones, in person, with family and friends, at events, you name it. So even though I'm quite new to YouTube, I'm not new to this. And love readings are my specialty, along with transitions as well. That's the other thing I'm good. But thank you for listening to the introduction. Please go through and find your horoscopes. And yeah, I really recommend listening, finding out what your rising sign is and listening to that one, because that will tend to be more accurate. Thank you. Oh, and please like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a new YouTuber, so I can keep making these. And everything is for entertainment purposes only. Have fun with it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're channeling in the collective as well. Sorry, that's because it's like Aries season. I'm wanting to be like, let's get into this. But that's what I'm going to do now. So yeah, thank you. Please find your horoscope in the timestamps. Hello. I appreciate this is a bit random. I am using a filter so that I can remain anonymous. But you may have noticed that in the introduction I said there will be timestamps for your sign. There are no timestamps. I have uploaded every single sign separately. So there are 12.
I can't count. There are 12 videos, each with different signs. So Aries, you have your own. Taurus, you have your own. Yada, 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 yada. With anything else, I promise you I am a very serious tarot reader. I know what I'm doing. It's all good. But yeah, I didn't anticipate how big one massive video would be. And my phone cried. So it is what it is. But yeah, on to your reading. Please enjoy. Thank you so much.
Hello, my gorgeous Scorpios. Thank you so much for watching. Your reading, I'm really actually looking forward to, especially when it comes to love and everything else. So my Lilith sign, for those of you who know kind of about astrology, that is in Scorpio. So yeah, there's Scorpios are always a really interesting sign to read for, and especially because I read the Thoth Tarot deck. I pronounce it Thoth. I know it's pronounced all different ways, but because I've been using this since the 90s, nobody told you how to pronounce it. So I just took a guess. But this tarot deck is called the Mirror to the Soul, for very good reason. It's very much like if a Scorpio created a tarot deck, it would be this. And Mirror to the Soul is very apt. So I read intuitively. We're going to pull some cards for you and see where you're at, see what the cards want to tell you. And then I'm going to give you an Angel Romance card of guidance. I have some of the others that I might pick, including my own deck, as well. But we're then going to pull out some initials, initial I, and then I've got some bits in here, which I spent about 9 hours doing, which are all sorts of different little segments. So, you know, somebody could be from Melbourne, or you can meet your significant other from Melbourne, or meet them through a person from Melbourne, that kind of thing. And then I have a yes or no coin as well, which you can see kind of here. So let's get started. Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. Deep, passionate, resourceful Scorpio. I can feel the cards tingling. There's an excitement. Scorpios, you get a really bad rep anyway. And I feel like everything you do and say is just, you're the kind of sign that tends to see and say what nobody else wants. So where are you at when it comes to love? Scorpios and love right now. This is Aries season, so you're feeling particularly, you know, not rushed. Yeah, we're gonna go like that. Yeah, not rushed, but like you're wanting to take action on things a lot more, and there's a little bit more of a brashness. There always is with signs anyway for strife. There always is with signs anyway for you know, in Aries season. A lot of energy to you. You also, I feel like instead of you're going through heartbreak or about to go through heartbreak, it's more a case of you're dealing with the heartbreak that you've had, and that can be, you know, trauma as well. You're in your kind of shadow work era for a lot of you. You're the only ones I wanted to have a look at the back of the deck for. Yeah, I was right on the shadow work. It was confirmation. So I don't know why I wanted to pull that one first, but I did. Okay, that's why. How interesting. Oh, there's your shadow work. Yeah. I'm going to start over here. So strife. Strife isn't, for a lot of instances, it's about, you know, you've got the emotions and you've got everything kind of going on in the background, that kind of attention grabby kind of stuff. And strife is very much like, no, we are not dealing with this. Or that is that emotion, that stuff, this insight, all of it is blocked. And for you, as well as it was one of the other signs, I can't remember who now. I'm one of those readers that I forget what I've said as the message is being channeled through. Like I'll have absolutely no idea of this reading or anything that I've said. I lose my train of thought as I'm going through saying this. But just to grab on that. So can you see these two little snakes that look kind of like birds? You've got one looking forward, well, one facing forward but looking back, and then you've got one facing forward that's just trying to be a bit delusional and facing that way as well. And this to me shows that you've got one, you know, when it comes to love, and this is for both couples and singles, like one viewpoint facing forward. This is what you want in love. This is what you provide. you know, this is where you're going in terms of a relationship or being single or whatever else. And then you've always got one kind of eye on the past as well, even though you're facing the way you're supposed to be facing, you still got one eye on the past because you're like, this reoccurring trauma is not going to reoccur this time. You're really in your kind of break patterns era, or like break generational issues. I feel like some of you are really like having issues with family at the moment when it comes to kind of coming up to kind of, I want to kind of do this, like you're kind of hitting a wall with family members. And I feel like a lot of you, what I want to say is just hold fire for the minute. You've got a lot of fire and a lot of energy, especially with Aries. Aries is really kind of, you know, kicking your backside a bit. I want to say just kind of take a breath and kind of stop. This art card is beautiful, and it's very, it kind of flows on from the marriage card and the marriage card, the lovers card. Some of you are thinking of marriage. There we go. But it's like this arcane kind of ritual where, you know, everything's going in the soup, everything's going in, you know, the broth, and you've got. I've never noticed those symbols there. I've had this card, this deck, 30 years, and I've never noticed the skull and the raven and the cross on top. How cool is that? So, you know, this to me symbolizes that, Scorpio, that you're very much in a point of, you know, going through your issues, going through the crap, basically. I don't know if you can swear on. Let me just edit this. I don't know if you can swear on YouTube, but I'm going to say the word crap. You know, you're putting things in the soup and you're dealing with it. You know, putting the vegetables where it's, you know, trauma, or it's, you know, past life issues, or it's family, or whichever else. You're mixing it all in and you're dealing with it all as one. It's a bit like when you know, clear out your wardrobe. And sometimes it's easier just to take everything out and look at it all as a whole before you start to go, right, I'm giving that to charity, or I'm going to sell that on Vinted or whatever. That's what I feel like you're in the energy of. And you've got the different sides of you, you know, the side of you that's being ignited by Aries, that's like kind of like, I've got this image of like a snake going to vipe, like a viper or a snake going to bite. That's the word I wanted. You know, that kind of like that movement, and that side that's been really pushed by Aries. And then you've got the kind of the slightly more insightful older lion, the other side of you, that's like, okay, let's just gather all the details for a second, you know, let's just, you know, be a bit resourceful. It's that kind of thing. And this is emphasized by the other 3 cards. Actually, well, it's actually all of the rest of the cards. So, but they really interlink. So you've got the Ace of Swords, so you've got the clarity here, and I was literally talking about this like as an offset for Libra as well. So the sword here, you can see the way it's just piercing through the kind of ashes, and it's getting rid. It's the light that plows through the darkness in that way, but it does it in a way of creativity, and it doesn't matter which way you turned the sword here, it will always be the same, because it's about balance within unity. And this isn't just as a couple, this is within yourself. And I feel like for couples, it's slightly more in the way of you feel like you're going crazy, constantly repeating your needs and your things, and you know there's going to be an outburst, or could be an outburst. It could also be for family. For singles, I feel like this is your conversation, your inner dialogue with yourself. You know, you can't keep telling yourself the same thing, you can't keep doing the same habits. You know, you almost like you need to write things down. I'm getting there's a counseling tactic, or a CBT tactic, and I am going to say I'm not a licensed professional. I am just someone who has trained as a counselor, never did the job in real life, because, you know, life. And I went on a different path I was supposed to go down. And I've been in therapy in various bits and pieces throughout my entire life, different forms, from private and free as well, to volunteer, whatever. So again, not a licensed professional. So please just, you know, if you need help, go seek it. There's a skill that I learned in CBT, which is called taking your thoughts to court. And it's where you know, take a thought or an opinion and basically put that thought on trial. You know, if the thought could be, I'm ugly, for example. And then you could take it to trial and you defend and also prosecute. Yeah, that thought, it could be, I'm ugly or I'm not enough. Well, those would be two separate, but take I'm ugly, for example. And then you can defend that and be like, well, I, didn't fit my jeans or whatever that I bought, blah, 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 blah. And then you can, you know, uh, go against that as well, prosecute and be like, well, actually, those jeans are made at various different sizes. You're a different body shape now. You've been through this, that, and the other. There are things you can do within your control. And that thought isn't, you're not ugly because of this, and the other. That's not just external, but internal. And then at the end of that, you you basically, as a judge, you kind of look at the pros and cons. You look at either side and go, okay, yeah, this is not true, this is not right. But you have to have a balance. You can't just, find everything that goes alongside. If we take the example of, I'm ugly, and then it's like, I didn't fit my jeans, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I'm this, or this person said this. And then you really have to look at that and go, is that fact or opinion? What evidence do I have to back that up? And it's that. Hopefully I've explained that, but it's, yeah, Google it. Just go on, or whatever you use, just go online and just have a look at the CBT technique of taking something to court, or taking a thought to court, that kind of thing. And I feel like you are kind of doing that in parts anyway. If you see the kind of spikes and the sharp bits here, that's an overthinking. That's being over analytical. And again, look, we're taking the swords are all piercing the kind of cross of clarity. I've never heard it like that before, but we're going with that. You're looking at the whole thing. And Prince of Swords. So some of you are breaking up with people. Some of you are already broken up with people. Some of you are breaking up from situationships. I get from friends as well. You've got some toxic friends. There's some of you that you're just like, there's a jealousy as well. Less you're jealous and more a case of there are friends that are jealous of you, of your own success, or tend to put you down. For a lot of you, this is a lot more singles than anything else. And the Prince of Swords, it's very, you can see it, just cutting people off, running them over. Don't literally hurt anyone, please. And yeah, you've got a little bit of analytical thinking kind of around, but for most part, those spikes are, ready to cut. And again, you've got the sword of clarity here. And then you've got the Prince of Cups, which is one of my favorites. And you can see the kind of blue in each, apart from the action card. Obviously, that's a blocker card. It's still a bit of blue. But you can kind of see the internal cogs go in. And blue, this is like a blue and yellow. So it's yellow with the kind of thought and the over analyticalness. And then blue, there's a lot of yellow actually. Blue is your emotions. And the beautiful thing about the Prince of Cups, I was thinking about this card earlier, is that he literally skims the sea of emotions. So he's not diving all the way in. He's allowing his bird that's driving his chariot, that's moving him forward, to dip and have a look. And that's the kind of, the part of you that's like, we're going to look at one bit of trauma at a time. We're going to look at one thought at a time. We're going to look at one thing at a time. And a lot of what I'm saying sounds quite general, but apply it to love in that way. Because I feel like with you're Scorpio, you're similar in a way of Libra in terms of everything connects. So how you feel in your daily life is what is a reflection that happens in love as well. And I feel like for some of you, you're really like Leo. You attribute your self-worth to external things as well, and you tend to not get lost in a relationship, but there's blending as well. So yeah, and you can see he's kind of skimming across the water of emotions. He's still in the air, so he's not quite in a thought, and you can see the shades of yellow here as well. The thought kind of there. He's looking, so the flower would represent the heart space, and the snake is kind of family and transformation and everything else. I think in this instance, I'm really feeling transformation, and it's about going back and forth between, excuse me, yeah, you know, with this card, it's about going, okay, let's deal with trauma and the dark thoughts and everything else that's happening right now. And all of this ripples into your love life, you know, because sometimes we might really, go with me on this, sometimes we might really, really want to be in a relationship or be in a loving relationship or want to advance or change things within our relationship, and there's a real want and a need, but sometimes we're not ready or we're not in a space, you know. For me, I don't want to, I love a relationship, but I don't want to be in one where somebody is kind of holding me with clumsy hands. Does that make sense? It's like if I'm giving you my heart, if I'm giving you, allowing you into my life, I don't want you to hold my heart with clumsy hands. I want you to have firm, strong hands that I can give you my vulnerability. I can give you who I am authentically. I can give you my heart and you can hold that. But also I have to be in a space to be willing to give that. And I feel like for some of you, even couples, you're reevaluating all of that with your significant other. And that's not a bad thing, you know? Excuse me. We change as people, we grow. And sometimes we just outgrow people, or sometimes we grow with people, or sometimes we need a different space to express our needs. But I feel like you're very internal at the moment as well. So I'm going to pull your angel card. And like this won't stay, everything changes. So like take what resonates, but also things change. You got Aries season kicking your butt. So what is the card for Scorpio? My deep, passionate Scorpio. Some of you need to go have some fun. You take, when I say fun, whatever's the first thing that comes to mind, obviously be safe. Take that. Some of you are going to be thinking what I'm thinking. So go have some fun. Go let loose. Use that energy. I want to go here. Unrequited love. So some of you, do I want to, yeah, I do, for yourself. Okay. So this is, I won't tell you to be in a relationship or not be in a relationship. If you're with a person, that is completely your choice. It is individual. Take what resonates. This as well with the free yourself thing. Again, take what resonates. Can I maybe move it here and then you can see it? Yeah, that doesn't have a glare, I don't think. I can't see part of the camera because it's locked. But yeah, with the free yourself, it is a lot of it is about free yourself in terms of your mind, and free yourself in terms of the thoughts, knowing that Aries is kind of kicking your butt a bit, and also control. Like you, in 9 out of 10 situations, you have more control over your life than you think as well. But it goes back to this, free yourself from other people, free yourself from that the chatter in your mind. And then for some of you, it is that unrequited, there we go, love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And that can be both ways. There can be people who, I feel like Scorpio, you're an attractive bunch. You have a kind of mysteriousness, almost like a sexy goth energy. I did say sexy goth as a metalhead, goth, an alternative person. Goths are the ultimate sexy. But yeah, you have that aspect of you, definitely. And I feel like, people can come up to you and you'll be very much, they'll give you all of their feelings and you'll be a bit like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, cool story, bro, nice, yeah, no thanks. So this can, take it how it resonates in that kind of way. Yeah, I'm getting that meme where it's like, the female goes something about, oh, I'd love a partner like this, and the guy is like, oh, that's me, and she's like, yeah, but not you, though, because yeah, not you. And it's that, I don't know if that translates. All right, we are going to pick some initials and some words, so this can be a bit loud. Yeah. I keep hearing an alarm clock. You need to... There we go. That one. Yeah, I keep hearing an alarm clock. Like I was just making that sound. I didn't realize I was making that sound. So that's definitely been caught on the mic. But yeah, I'm hearing like an alarm clock. And I feel like there's some of you that are with a partner that doesn't just set one alarm. They set, I mean, I'm guilty of this, but they set like 5 alarms. It's every 5 minutes for like the next hour. And you kind of want to punch them in their face. I am guilty of doing that. That is me. I'm a Taurus. I do not want to get out of bed for nobody and nothing. Maybe for a good breakfast. I'm stereotypical, and I'm gonna milk that. But yeah, I feel like I was hearing that kind of sound, and I feel like I want to be like, communicate. Please just communicate with your partner. Right, give me a second as I turn these around. So yeah, if you got this far, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe so I can continue making these. I really love and enjoy these. So yeah, please like and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. I was gonna say you got a blank one then. With these, we're gonna make some letters, some initials. Already the name Mattel is coming to me, so Mattel. I'm seeing Glenda or Glinda, so somebody's a Wizard of Oz kind of fan, and that popular song is now in my head. I'm seeing Glade, and can we spell it? Glade, and ice in a way, and I'm getting like a wintry vibe. Like somebody, there's a bit of an athlete, but there's somebody who's a bit of an adrenaline junkie as well. I'm getting ice, like a lot of like frozen water type thing, kind of snow, kind of a wintry vibe. It could be that your person, if you're looking to be in a relationship, comes kind of more in the winter or the coldness. It could be a cold country. It doesn't have to be a kind of season as well. I'm getting Val Kilmer, as in the actor. Some of you could be really into kind of movies from a certain era or a certain person, or have that kind of that vibe, that aesthetic. And getting Jelly. So whenever I see Jelly, I always think of as Jelly, jealousy in that sense. We talked about that earlier. IRE, someone could be from Ireland. I'm half Irish, but I basically grew up there. Spent half my life in Ireland. So yeah, I'm always a little bit biased when it comes to the Irish. Met, that's New York, isn't it? It could be metropolitan. It can also be like, there's London Met, as in the university, and also Met, as in MET, over in, I'm sure it's New York as well. I've still got Popular in my head. Yeah, that aspect. Kyle, Kylie are another names that are coming through. I don't know if it's Igor. Is it Igor or Eeyore? As in like in Winnie the Pooh. Somebody need that. Sometimes I try not to fight these messages, because anytime I fight them, it ends up coming out anyway, and then being like, oh, it was a really weird thing to say, but it really resonated with somebody. It's almost sometimes when you're doing these messages, sometimes people pick, confirmation words, and they're like, oh, if this tarot reader says Eeyore or Igor or whatever, I'm getting Frankenstein in my head now, then that, that's my sign that means it's this person, or I need to do that. So take what resonates. I've got VHS as well. There's not an S here. Glad as well. Okay, have a look, take a second, and yeah, I am super dyslexic, so there'll be lots of words and different things that I don't see at all. Excuse me. So yeah, please, if you see anything and I've not mentioned it, put it in the comments. It will just help each other out as well, because I'm recommending that people watch this is their kind of sun sign, but also your rising sign. Your rising sign will be really accurate as well. So yeah, please screenshot or pause or yeah, whichever. Yeah, I'm getting like Kylie. Somebody has, I mean, I said Mattel, which is Barbie, right? The company, but also it's a name. I'm getting like I want to like do a r. I want to roll my tongue. So there's somebody who is Latin American, or they speak. I mean, there's there's different kinds of Spanish. Again, saying that as a biased Colombian, half Colombian. I want to roll. Somebody's got like an accent, but like a r kind of sound. It's not. There's so much French. It's more of a like an Italian or like a yeah, like a Spanish, but more Latin American Spanish. Somebody speaks Latin who is watching this, or you're interested in someone who speaks Latin. Shut up. Have I got an L? Yeah, Italy. Just saw it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, have a look and see if you can see it. I love how that happens. Okay, let's get to your shuffly. Yeah, I want to be like, in my head, it's a hablo inglés. It's that kind of thing. It's definitely someone from Bogota. I feel like someone from Bogota, from Colombia. I want to like get in. There we go. So I want to go here. There. Oh, you haven't gotten too many. So somebody has wavy hair. Take these how they resonate. Someone speaks Urdu or is learning Urdu. Someone's from St. Lucia. You could meet someone on a bus or coach. Could go on a coach trip. The know-it-all. So somebody is a bit of a know-it-all. Again, could be you, could be a significant other. Edinburgh. That was not my attempt at a Scottish accent. Apply for that job. Canberra. Toronto. There we go. You've not got that many. Somebody's a mother. Or thinking of becoming a mother. It's complicated. Let's pull you some more. I want to go here. Nope. I want to go there. Come back here, wherever that went. There we go. So, military, armed forces, someone from the past. Did I say about somebody coming back from the past? I can't remember. I said that in either your group or the one before. Vampire. I'm getting like a vampire, almost like an energy vampire kind of vibe, and I keep getting like a Black Widow kind of vibe. So somebody's sneaky. New Delhi. Somebody is from New Delhi, or sometimes with the places, it can be like, what's the connector? It could be that you just really love, the culture. You really love the language. You really love, I really enjoy Korean reality TV. I don't like any other reality TV. I just really enjoy Korean reality TV. It's mostly South Korean. So like take things as they resonate. So if I saw Korea for myself in a reading, I'd attribute it like that. Closer than you think. So for those of you looking for love, it is closer than you think. You could meet in a pub, in a bar, in a club. Some of you definitely work in a bar or a club, or a pub. Anything else? But yeah, have a look. I'm not getting anything that's like hitting me in the face. Apart from that, someone from the past. I mean, there's always someone in Aries season. With most of the signs that they come back and somebody's just touching base, just seeing if you still like them, kind of thing. Let's do your yes or no coin. So yes or no. If it doesn't give a good spin, take that as maybe. So for my Scorpios, that's a good spin. New. Your answer is new. I'll leave that there. Thank you so much, Scorpio. It's greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, please because it helps me make more of this. Please put down the letters in the comments. If there's anything else, if you want me to do more of these, like shorter versions in terms of pulling things out, or letters, or yeah, just give me feedback. What would you like? What works? It's a new channel. I'm more than happy to adjust and do specific requests and everything else, just as I'm working things out, finding my feet. Anything else? But yeah, thank you so much. I love doing this, and yeah, it's greatly appreciated. Thank you.